And yeah, with that, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Joanne. I know that she's going to go into depth on WebFOCUS 9.3, and I'm excited to hear what she has to say.
Great, thank you. Thanks for allowing me to come present today. And one of the things that I'm most excited about is all these things that we put into 9.3 that'll help you move to a very modern version of WebFOCUS. Today we feel that we have an opportunity really to take you from things that you've been using in the past, like Info Assist or a dashboard, to something that's more intuitive and modern, using our hub experience and using Designer, and really focusing on not just operational reporting, but really giving the ability to have business users self-service themselves with these tools. We want to also collaborate and create foster a data-driven environment. A lot of the things that we're doing around AI today, or DSML, allows us to create these analytics and also share them in a way with your colleagues or on dashboards. Is really taking those insights and making them more readily available to you and your constituents in organization. Also focusing on visual data story or storytelling, just kind of going beyond those static reports that you might have been producing in the past via library or interactive charts, going back and putting information on the dashboard and allowing the DSML to tell you a story. Tell me 10 things you didn't know about this data set. And now you have the ability to kind of have those insights before you even start creating your own analytics with the Designer and putting it on your dashboard. And really, we're focusing on unwavering security, really taking what you have today in your enterprise and leveraging that in all aspects of the product. We continue to enhance it on the portal. We continue to enhance it on the Reportcaster side. So really taking those things that you have built in your organization and really just plugging WebFOCUS in and not having to recreate the wheel around security. Let's go to the next slide. So really, one of the major new features in 9.3 is the modernization of the Reportcaster UI. We took all the Reportcaster capabilities and put them into a new UI that is launched by the Hub today and available for anybody to using the tools to schedule and use the new UI itself. It has a new scheduler, new access to distribution lists and access lists. You have the ability to have a new Explorer view to explore things that can be scheduled or have been scheduled. And then really test connections between when you configure your SMTP or your FTP servers to make sure that you're going to be sending it where you want to send it, before this actually gets scheduled. And we talked a little bit about security. We have additional support for OAuth 2 today on SMTP. So that is a prevalent security package today when you were, OAuth 2.0, and now it's totally integrated into Reportcaster using your SMTP configurations. Let's go to the next slide. So today, you might be a little bit familiar with Designer. Really, this is our new UI interface to creating content. We have, in many versions of 9, introduced this, but in 9.3, we've actually taken this and made it your portal editor. So this Designer view, which is launched by the Hub, is not only a way to create content in reports and graphs and charts, but really to design your portal experience. So it's really streamlining the amount of tools that you have today in order to create your complete BI application, and now using Designer to create this portal and edit your portal with this tool. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, great. So this is what we were talking about before, is really consolidation of tools. And today, many of you might have been using InfoAssist to create your content, but now Designer is the tool, the one tool for you to author content. But now it gives you the capability of opening the content that you previously created in InfoAssist and start to now edit it and change it and save it in Designer. So now you're not tied to having content in two places. You can immediately migrate this content in Designer, and now you have all the capabilities of the new UI, and the content has been automatically migrated into the new tools for you then to continue to edit and augment and enhance those reports and charts that you have in the past. So it's a great way to, modernize your application. So next slide. So we talked a little bit about Designer, and there's a lot of new features in Designer around output formats, set commands, Excel output, creating images. So really just taking like that last piece of the content that you were creating, or you were kind of, tied to InfoAssist, right? Those features that weren't quite there yet in Designer, and they're all there now, and it's giving you the capability to do this enhanced output formatting here. You can see here on this chart, the Excel spreadsheet has charts in it. Those are all created now using the Designer authoring tool, and gives you the capability of all these different types of outputs, and even modern outputs, like the modern Excel, and you could also create HTML5 and all these other content that you can also use downstream in other applications. So really taking the power, putting it in Designer, and now taking you from the jump from IA or InfoAssist to Designer, because now these capabilities have been added to this capability in the tool. So next slide. So additional enhancements that really have come into fruition in 9.3 is the pre-built container images. These images before were in scripts that allowed you to customize them, but now we actually built a full incorporated self-contained container that you can take and implement into your environment. It's a very straightforward process, and it gives you significant savings around time and effort, because you're no longer building this container, but you're just leveraging the contents that has been produced for you. We have a new migration utility that take you from infrastructure into the cloud container cloud container, and also, from other environments as well, going from infrastructure into cloud, so that this migration utility gives you the capability of streamlining you getting, into these new environments. So this is really just some additional enhancements that become available in 9.3 to help you in your migration process. So next slide.